All right, so I'll start with the recap, which I shared with everybody. I don't know if you got that going. Oh, I forgot to open up yours. That's one thing I didn't have. Trying to get. Oh, we got it. There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, that looks good, Adam. We'll see how that.
I mean, we can talk about it later, and I can adjust things. It was just.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Oh, you did that really well.
Yeah, hey, it looks good.
I'd like to do something about. I wish there was a way that, because you know how you can hit whatever, like F11, F12, and full screen your browser window, but then you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can't like move shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
That looks good. I think you did great.
That looks good.
You're a big
All right.
UI guy.
All right, so recap of last session was session 43 a couple weeks ago. I called this session, I titled it Wabrolia. You'll remember what that is.
Oh yeah.
And brunch at the Wachter House. So, all right, so Thornton stood in the mansion that supposedly belonged to Vasily von Holtz with a large stack of oil paintings. It was getting a bit late now, nearly midnight, so they decided to just crash here. They secured the building, Alaric posting up in the front doorway, as Spargle cast his alarm spell. The rest of them found various places to sleep around the house. Ragnar explored more thoroughly, finding a billiard room, an office, and some other excellent but rarely used furnishings. One thing of note was a pile of torn-out drawings and sketches of various creatures of myth and legend, which he found on a desk in the office. Finding nothing else interesting, everyone slept for the night, uninterrupted. Spargle, while checking out the other side of the mansion in the morning, discovered an extensive library inside of a set of beautiful wooden double doors. But oddly, the library had very few actual books. Most of it was built to look like it was full of books, but were actually faux bindings. On one end of the library was a massive mahogany desk with a set of 7 inlaid ivory dials. They had alphabetic letters engraved on each of them. Alaric noted a varying number of creatures in each of the 7 paintings, and they surmised that the pictures were some sort of clue, perhaps a combination for this device. They tried many combinations. Spargle, 1312523, those aren't letters. Juniper, Barovia, nothing happened. Ragnar, Wachter, nothing. Thornton, Kolyana, or I could piss on the paintings and see if that does anything.
I need to go to therapy.
Ragnar, each painting has a specific number of creatures in it. Map that to a letter of the alphabet? Deckard and Spargle, yeah, I got it. So A, C, A, B, E, B, C, nothing. Ragnar, up, down, no, wait, feather? Alaric, Vistani, Ragnar, monster, the group, kobolds, dragons, vampire. Deckard started closely inspecting the mechanism for any other clues as Ragnar wandered off down an empty hallway. Juniper followed. Spargle, Piccolo, Blinsky, Valaki. Deckard, it could be the number of beasts is related to a letter in the picture, like WTGKDCB. There's a New Kids in the Block in there somewhere. Thornton inspected the hooks from where the paintings were hung. Spargle, Ragnar, and Juniper discovered a hidden room, shuttered from the inside. It had incredibly dense walls, perhaps with some stonework behind heavy wooden panels. Then Deckard, WOBRLEA. And at that, Alaric perked up. I see what you did there. I like that. Maybe we need to unscramble these letters to spell something else. Noting that Deckard picked a letter of each creature's name that corresponded to the number of creatures depicted. Meanwhile, Ragnar smashed out the front windows of the house and found that the shutters behind the glass were heavily reinforced by very solid stone. Juniper wanted to turn Ragnar into a gorilla, a giant one. She'd never made anyone a gorilla before, let alone a giant one, and it sounded really cool. And maybe then he could smash through that pesky wall. But if not, it would still be cool. But they chose to keep focusing on the puzzle for a moment first. Alaric, rowable, nothing. Thornton snuck up and dialed in Nutsack, most likely in an attempt to irritate Alaric rather than help solve anything. Then, following a quiet moment where everybody was in deep thought, Alaric suddenly roared, "Owlbear!" They spun the letters OWLBEAR into the dials and heard a loud click, followed by a grating sound coming from the end of the dark hallway right behind Juniper. The group ran down the hallway but gave Alaric the honor of seeing what was hidden inside. It was pitch black, not a ray of light getting through those thick walls. It was cold and dank inside. Juniper conjured a magical torch and followed Alaric into the room, lighting it up. The one note, Matt, that's where you should say Amber always lights up the room.
Oh.
Yeah, Amber always lights up the room.
The one noteworthy item in the room was a large, well-made coffin sitting on a stone slab. The party prepared to open the coffin, getting ready for anything inside. Spargles zipped off, casting a spell that quickened his feet as he informed Ragnar of their discovery. Alaric threw the coffin's lid open to find it empty, covered in fine red silk, the following burned into the back of it: Henrik van der Voort, coffin maker, Vallaki. They trashed the mansion and left. It was time to see Lady Wachter and get what they were due, and perhaps she would know something about Vasily and Irina's whereabouts. As they were about to enter Wachter House, Alaric prepped Deckard, reminding him to keep things cool with Lady Wachter. She was in charge of the town now. In response, Deckard offered a reassuring anecdote. Well, you know what they say where I come from, where I'm come from. If the pig is pacing in the east in the morning, you better not drink your coffee before 10 a.m. Oddly, this did not bolster the group's confidence. They were greeted with a warm welcome by Lady Wachter's house steward, and a jovial Ernst ran out and fumbled through an awkward greeting with Deckard. He was thrilled with how the coup turned out. Great coup, guys. He gave them a copy of the well-detailed map of the Vale of Barovia that they'd seen earlier. Lady Wachter came out to thank them as well. Deckard inquired about some additional perks the group might receive for their service. She simply restated their agreement: the map, an escort to Argynvost Holt, if desired, and freedom to move around town as long as they like. The new ruler of Vallaki shared her vision for a safer, more affluent standard of living for her followers, but also allegiance to Lord Strahd, to be recognized as the rightful ruler of these lands. She mentioned that her bloodline has ties to the Zaroviches, and that subservience would ensure their safety. Lady Wachter mentioned the old woman who peddled the dream pastries might not be welcome in her town. Ragnar questioned her further about them. Her opinion was that it was a wasteful indulgence of the weak, but otherwise not something she cared about. Nor did she know why the old woman would be interested in children. Deckard asked her about creatures of the lands, vampires, werewolves, etc. Lady Wachter didn't seem to be concerned about such things either. Thoradin and some of the others enjoyed a hearty brunch, perhaps the best meal they've had in Barovia, and maybe even for some time before the mist. Lady Wachter offered an escort to Argynvost Holt. Her agents would guide them there, but not go into the haunted ruins themselves. Deckard asked her for an additional favor, something to help them protect themselves. He suggested a set of the silver daggers that her followers carried. She mentioned that those daggers were issued to help her people defend against an unlikely werewolf attack. She agreed to provide each of them with a black cloak of the Wachter House and an engraved silver dagger, also with the same symbol. When asked about Vasily, she thought he was a useful, enterprising connection for her and otherwise seemed trustworthy. She noted that he had a place in town. Deckard said they'd already checked there, and it seemed like the house was broken into. Lady Wachter said she'd look into that. They finished their brunch. It was now late morning, as the group decided to head back to the tavern to check in with the keepers of the feather. And we'll say that's where you're at. Kind of walking up to the Blue Water Inn.
Hey, Thoradin, you know how you do that little thing where you, I don't know if it's contacting your deity or what, where you're able to kind of figure out if something's around us that's evil or dead or...
Aye, lad. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You never did that near the Wachter house, did you?
No, only at Vasily's.
Okay, you did it at Vasily's. Okay.
Christ.
I'm a little curious about Lady Wachter, maybe. I don't know. If she's a little...
So, I So I lean down to Spargle, not too much because he's not really that much shorter than me, and I whisper in his ear and I go, "I could do it now if you'd like, laddie."
That'd be pretty scary if anybody here is.
Well, I'm a scary guy, Spargle. I'm a little weird if you haven't noticed.
I don't know. If we bump into her again, would you do one of those little tricks for me and just check it out here? I'm curious about her.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right. So what's our game plan here? Just to try to catch up with the keepers of the feather and stuff, and see
I think let's go check on the birds of a feather to see how they're doing, and then we can head to Fargenhustvold.
Okay.
Fargo. All right, you guys can move yourself into the Blue Water Inn.
Thornton opens the doors rather obnoxiously, and as soon as he goes in, he goes, "Go, go, go!"
And it's about 11 a.m. and there's only like 2 other people in there. And as soon as the door opens, Erwin like starts to look up. He's working real quick to kind of open the place. And then he hears the clawing, and you see him kind of jump a little bit, and then kind of give you that same disappointed kind of "come on, guy" look.
I hate that Bob Barker guy.
And Danica, his wife, who's working, she actually this time just smirks, like she's like amused by her husband's.
Do I notice that? Does Thornton notice that?
Yeah, you do.
So I point at her and I go, she likes it, okay.
And she just shakes her head and keeps looking, and Erwin gives her a dirty look.
Oh, okay.
And he sees everybody coming in. Yeah, what's up?
There's not a lot of customers in here right now.
No, there's like one old lady over here at the bar.
Okay.
Getting the early bird special, and then
What
there's
about, over here?
what's that?
That's another customer right here.
Yeah, that's another customer over there. Another woman, plain-looking, middle-aged woman who seems to be like waiting for breakfast or something.
All right, I'm gonna real quick just go right over here, and I'm gonna take the map out, and I'm gonna like unfurl it on the table.
Perfect.
You gonna sit on me?
Do something. Okay.
No,
So
I was trying to like kind of make it so that your
No, that's fine. We can make out too if you want.
your girth will hide the map.
you're like a wall.
Yeah, like I don't want to like be too obvious about it, but I need to get a look at it.
Well, thanks for doing that, because I did something last time that I thought would make this easier for you all.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
So now what we have, now I've created this new page that we can use anytime you guys want. This is your map that you guys own. Those little markers in the top right, I think you all should be able to move them if you want. And those are for you to use. You can use them if you want. You can mark up the map.
Fabulous.
So yeah, this will be like your
So-
map.
I wanna like really thoroughly examine the map, to see if there was any, like if there was any, maybe like they were tracing it or copying it, and there was like something that they left, or I'm trying to look for like hidden symbols, or anything like that. I'm all into that kind of like Dan Brown shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's a terrible author. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, I don't care.
Let's say, yeah, do an investigation check. And try, if you don't mind, clicking right on your sheet, so it'll...
I'm gonna do that. Okay.
That's pretty cool. Actually, I think that's pretty neat.
17.
Oh,
17. All right, so you look at it, and you're sure it's a copy. You can kind of tell by the way, if you put a piece of like onion paper on something and you trace something, you can kind of tell it was traced.
Yep.
So you get that. It's not an original. You kind of look at a lot of the writing and looking for patterns in like the trees and the terrain and everything. Nothing strikes you as odd or interesting from that regard.
I deleted the red marker by accident. Is there a way to get it back?
You might be able to hit Control Z a couple times to undo.
That's like my keyboard doesn't have a control button.
Which one's the any key? It didn't work.
This is exactly why we don't let Matt play with toys.
This is why we can't have nights.
So now you guys have 2 map markers you get to use. And
That's your
rapidly
first
decline.
strike.
Fuck.
When you're doing a jigsaw puzzle and you lose a piece.
Oh shit.
So nothing else.
But yeah, the only thing maybe that you take away from it, because you really looked at it pretty well, and is that there are a lot of things that are like drawn onto the map that don't have any sort of title to them. Which, some of the things you can kind of reasonably assume you know what they are, but a lot of the stuff you're not sure yet.
Okay, I'll roll it back up and put it away for now.
Okay. Does anybody else want to look at the map, or continue to check out the map, or draw pictures of robots and stuff? All right, I'll take you back to the inn then. All right, so you put the map back away. Deckard wanders in, and he sits down over at this table over here, and yeah, that's all he does. Okay, let's move on.
So, who am I standing next to here? Okay, I'll just scoot over a little bit and just, I guess I'm kind of trying to talk in hushed tones since there's, well, that's some lady over there by Thoradin or whatever. I'm just like, should we see if we can get like private audience with Erwin, perhaps? Have him step away for a second, see if.
Erwin almost like is kind of waiting for that, He sees you guys come in and he knows, he's like, hey, you guys need anything to eat? You just ate 10 minutes ago at the Walker House, but you're welcome to get some more food here if you want.
Yeah, Juniper agrees with Sparkle. We should probably go talk with him.
Okay, I'll wander over to Erwin. I'll be like, hey, do you have anywhere we can talk?
And then you whisper that to him, and then he says kind of loud, he goes, oh, you're here for the inspection, the kitchen inspection. Absolutely, yeah, you guys can all come back here and take a look. Kind of fake into the customers there as Erwin goes back into the kitchen.
I love inspecting kitchens.
All right, I'll go in there.
And Danica stays out and kind of moves over to the bar and sort of mans that and takes care of a customer. She gets what's going on, so she's kind of just keeping the shop while you guys go talk business.
Alaric's just gonna go sit at the bar. Maybe get
Okay.
a drink. Nothing.
Thoradin, what are you doing? Are you going in with the others, or are you staying out?
I was gonna talk to this older woman getting the early bird special, but if we have
Oh, I thought that
important
was your
business-
nickname, the early bird special.
Wow. Imagine saying that to your best friend. Yeah. So I kind of want to talk to this older woman who's getting the early bird special. But if we have important stuff to discuss, maybe I could wait a couple minutes.
Doesn't matter. I mean, you can do that real quick if you want to, and then
Yeah, I'll be quick.
So she's sitting there and she's eating some simple breakfast. Looks like one of the the cheaper meals that they sell here, just the kind of regular gruel that you've seen. She's not wearing a black cloak like some of the other people, and she is one of the older women that you've seen, and she's just sitting there minding her business, and you walk up and she kind of leans over and looks at you and she goes, "Morning."
Hello, pretty lady. What you eating over there?
She says, "Oh well, it's the special today. I guess it's it's some beet soup and roots."
You mind if I try some?
Okay, no problem. And she passes it over to you.
This isn't so bad, but have you ever tried dwarven stew?
Oh, I've never heard of it.
Oh, we make the best stew out of pork belly and big sides of beef.
Oh, there's no such thing as that around here.
Oh, maybe not here, but in other places I've traveled.
Sounds delicious.
Oh, it is. Maybe one day I could treat you to some.
Oh, that would be great.
Well, until then, pretty little lady, here is your beef stew, and I'll see you around.
Thank you. What a nice young man. And she looks up at Danica, and she's all happy now. She's probably a regular that comes in here almost every day, and no one talks to her.
All right, I'm done. I'm gonna go walk over to my group now.
You walk away. You glance back. The old woman is, she was like kind of droning through her breakfast soup before. Now she's just kind of happy.
Good. I did a fucking nice thing, and it wasn't Peggy. You see, everyone, I can do nice stuff.
Is Deckard staying there?
Yeah, he's just sitting kind of like slumped over at that table right now.
Okay. Can I don't know exactly how far, if it's like a couple feet or whatever. Like, can I hear what my friends are talking about in there from like where I'm sitting?
Well, they went into the kitchen and closed the doors, and they're probably going to talk more hushed, like I would assume. They're trying to have a private conversation.
Okay.
It'll probably be hard to hear them.
I think Alaric would, like, as Thornton passed, I think Alaric would be like, "Where's everybody going?" And then he'd like go to get up, and then the door would shut, and then he'd just be like, "Screw it," and he'd sit back down and keep drinking whatever he was drinking.
Okay. And Danica walks over to you and makes sure that you have whatever you need. All right, the rest of you guys, what do you want to talk to Rowan about?
We don't know for sure if Irina came back here, I believe, is how we left off. So we want to find out if him and Vasily came here on the way back from the square.
They've seen him.
Yeah, they have not. When you came from the festival earlier, they told you that they hadn't seen him.
Oh,
that
right.
was before you went to Vasily's house.
Right.
But Erwin says, no, still haven't seen him, and I've got a good 6 or 7 of my scouts out looking for both of them, and no one's reported back anything yet. Although it's only been a few. No, it's been a whole night now.
How fast can your birds fly, Erwin?
He says, "Oh, they could cover the whole. I can get pretty much the whole town covered, as long as I got 4 to 5 of them out on patrol."
Surely not as fast as the griffins of the Eyrie, but that's okay.
Ragnar nods with a really contented look on his face. Just like, yep, that's right.
Says, I suppose not, but my scouts can fit into very small spaces if they need to.
Aye. Touche,
Again,
lad.
it's fair if I didn't notice this at the time, but when we were in Vasily's house, how you said there's like dust. It looked like it just had been vacant for a long period of time. Was it any different in that study? Or...
Yeah, you guys looked at that. You did ask about that, and you did discover that the study. You mean the secret room you found?
The secret room and the area where the controls were. That room too.
No, that was, as far as you guys could tell or remember, was undisturbed as well.
Okay, but the room itself wasn't dusty.
It looked like there was more recent activity in there. I think you guys realized or thought it was within the last couple weeks.
Okay.
Whereas the remainder of the house looked like it was no one had walked through there in ages.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, I'll mention to Erwin. I'm like, we went to your friend here guided us to Vasily's, but it didn't look like the majority of the house looked like it was unlived in, like it hadn't been he hadn't lived there in a long time. There was one room that was an exception, and it was a rather disturbing scene as to what we found there. It was the only thing that we found that had like where it looked like recent activity was a room with a coffin.
Ooh, a coffin with a body in it.
No, but it did have a name in it. Henrik Vandervoort.
Oh, old Hendrik. Yeah, he's the coffin maker in town. He probably built the coffin.
I mean, what can you tell me about Henrik?
Oh, he's a working man. He's a little bit older. He's been building coffins here for as long as I can remember. He's a quiet man. He's very quiet. He keeps to himself. Runs his business. And unfortunately for us, business is good for him usually.
Where can you tell me where in the town he's at?
He can. I can't. Hold on one second. N6. He tells you that it is that the shop that Henrik's shop is on the is just east of the sort of town square. Let me see if I can give you a better description.
Okay.
Can't remember what everything is here.
Does he have like a sign out in front of the store? Because I could find it based on that. I'm sure if we have a sign or something.
Yep. He said it's a 2-story building. It's got a bunch of it's like most of the houses around here, boarded up with shutters around the outside, but it should have a big sign out front. If you go through the square and you keep heading east, where you would kind of cut back up to the main road, the old Swalitch Road that goes through the center of town, it's right before you get to the main road. So you kind of cut through the center of the square and you'll be there. If you need to go there for some reason, I'd be happy to send a bird over to guide you.
I don't know if it's necessary. I mean, has he ever been on your? Have you ever had any reason to reach out or to kind of look out for Henrik or anything that he's done in the past that's ever been?
He says he thinks for a minute and he says I don't think so. He pokes his head out of the kitchen and he signals to Danica and he whispers to her and they're whispering back and forth for like 5 seconds. He turns back and he says nope. He says we keep an eye on almost everybody and
Awesome.
he says nope. We keep an eye on almost everybody, and the only thing of note is that he keeps to himself, and he rarely leaves unless he has to.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know. I think we're probably going to be heading out of town for a little bit here. We have and side note, do we still have our horses and stuff? Where the hell is what do we have from transportation coming back from the winery and shit? What did we do with all that?
So the Mardikovs, it's the horses and wagon that go between the winery and here to deliver stuff. So they kind of parked it around. You can see it on the map there. They parked it around the side. Yep.
Okay. I don't know. Do you guys have any other things that you want to ask, Erwin? Otherwise, I think we're going to be heading out of town. But I'd asked that, if there's some way. I'm just wondering if there's some way to get keep your ears in out there and look for any trace of Vasily or Irina.
If there's a way that he can get word to us if he sees Vasily or Irina.
Well, where are you guys headed?
We could go to Argynvost Hold
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I think we
Go
should.
look for
We
the
need to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So we're gonna make our way that way, but if
So you want me to send word to those old ruins if we see Irina or Vasily?
That would be helpful. Yes.
mhm.
Okay, we will do that. There are a number of ravens that sort of watch the old haunted mansion there, or the old haunted castle. We don't know that it's safe inside, so we won't go inside. What
That's
I'll do is, if we find somebody, we'll have a were raven come out, and you'll hear some sort of signal, and then you could come out and talk to them. Is that fair?
Oh, that's excellent.
Great. Well, be careful. It is an old, ancient, haunted ruin. We don't know what's there, but you guys can take care of yourselves. So we'll be curious to hear what you discover there.
Alrighty. Thanks.
Good luck.
So we head out. What time of the day is it?
It's about noon now.
So should we all convene in the kitchen, or not in the main dining area? Figure out what we
Yeah, I
want to
guess
do.
so.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys
Lark,
head back out.
Deckard, I think we're gonna head out here. Is there anything in town you guys want before we scoot?
No, let's go. Let's do it. Alark's a little drunk. Not like falling over drunk, but he's like feeling good.
Oh, how much does it take to get a big hunk of meat like you, a little tipsy?
Can't be cheap.
All right, good chat. We'll see you out there, lad.
So Danica looks at you, Lark, and she goes, "Don't worry, I got this." In terms of the tab.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
Nice. There you go. Get
Deck-
it
Deckard-
in.
It's good to have
Deckard
friends.
Deckard looks up at you guys and takes off his cowboy hat and sets it down on the table and goes, "Sorry, guys, I just don't think I'm gonna make it tonight."
You all right, lad?
Yeah, I'm all right. I think I'll be able to find my way to you guys in about 2 weeks, maybe, if I can, settle down here a little bit.
Not like you to miss out on a little bit of scrapping around, Deckard.
I know. It's just, you know how this place is, and me, and I just, I don't know if I'd be a lot of help for you guys this one, but if maybe if the birds of the feather here figure out where our lady friend went, I'll come with them and let you guys know.
All right, you hold down the fort. Eyes and your ears open.
Is he carrying anything we need?
Ooh, good
I mean,
question.
it's all fine.
Deckard, I need you to close your boots and your motorcycle.
We need the Jade Frog.
Yeah, yo, let's get the Jade Frog.
Let's take the Jade Frog and put it
Let's try and summon Black.
put it with Flatwood.
We have the map, right, Ragnar? You have the map?
Yeah, I have the map.
Okay.
He gave it to me.
I'm the warlock now.
I don't think he has.
Let's just take all of his shit.
Potential.
Fuck it.
Take the heavy crossbow.
Deckard, I'm gonna need your cowboy hat, lad.
All right, so I don't know. And that's you guys have to figure that out. If you think he has something that you guys need. but-
I'll take the
I don't
Belmont
think
whip.
so.
Does he have a
he
whip?
doesn't give you the whip. I mean, he's not. I mean,
Oh. All right. Okay.
I mean, just because the guy needs a break, I don't think we get to loot him. Right?
No.
Right? Like,
No, I wasn't
if I
doing
was
that.
like, "Hey guys, you go ahead. I'll catch up with you later." I don't
That's-
expect you to
No,
like
I meant like a map. or
cavity
something.
search me and take whatever
for the
you want.
DM. That's for the DM to decide.
I was only talking about maps and stuff. I don't want to be dragged into this.
If Dan says I could use the whip, then I get to use the whip.
I didn't know if he had like a key or something that we needed.
Yeah, I don't think there's. I mean, that's what I'm trying to think. Of course, we'll discover this when we're like,
Yeah, when we're standing there and they're like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think so, right?
cool."
no. Yeah, just take a fast horse our way if you hear anything.
All right, boys. I'll take care of that. Thanks a lot for understanding. I'm sorry to let you guys go at this one alone. He looks over
Hey.
at the woman across the table and he says, "Hey, how about you got pretty toes? You want to have some soup with me?"
You want to have what? What'd you say? You wanna have what?
Wanna have some
drink?
soup with me?
Oh, I love it.
That's Sean Brand. That's pretty good.
Hey, you got pretty toes. That's good.
As
You know,
she's
my
wearing.
Daddy always said about drinking coffee before 12. Ragnar leaves.
All right. So, are you guys going to this place by yourself, or are you going to get your? You want to go?
Don't we
an
want to get the
escort from-
guides, right?
Yeah, that's
That's
your
cool.
call. It's your call.
Is Bird Person sending sending us with a guide? I thought he had mentioned that.
Per person. No, Lady Wachter offered to send some of her people to guide you there if you want.
Yeah,
feel
we'll
like
do. We'll take that option.
Did we not though? Because we already
No.
our silver. We kind of like
Yeah.
extended ourselves a little.
Yeah,
So
we
maybe
said we'd
I'll-
rather her. We didn't think they'd be really much help of us and more of a hindrance.
Well,
they
we
give us
are
the-
down. We are down a decker.
But they said they
So-
wouldn't go in though. They did say they won't go in. So they could help us on the road.
We're down a cowboy. If we get ambushed, we need all hands on deck.
They at one point they mentioned that they knew a quick route there. So you get the sense that they're not going to help you get in. They might help you get there though with the least amount of.
Resistance.
I'd be
Maybe.
interested in that then.
I think it makes sense.
Yeah, we're down a DPS. We need all the help we can get.
Who could broker a deal with Lady Walker?
Oh, the same guy.
Thoradin.
I think
Yeah,
probably any of us
it's-
could, really, right? I mean,
Yeah, let's
we've been traveling as a group, so I don't think it'd be an issue.
Yeah, we just gotta sweet talk the old bag a little bit. We'll be fine.
So you leave and you start heading towards the Wachter house as a group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we're walking, though, I'm just gonna say it. Like, you guys, I've made it pretty clear. I don't trust the Walkners too much, and so I'm just kind of like, do we sure we want one of them tailing us the whole way there? And
Hmm.
I don't know if they're gonna help us in a fight. We've got a good map. We know the route.
They gave us the map though.
Yeah.
So how do we know it's a
If
good
you're
map?
gonna lie about the map, they're not gonna, be honest about getting us there either.
Lark, what do you think?
I'll go with you guys, but I'd prefer not to have one
No,
of
this
those
is worth talking about for
creepy
sure.
monkeys with us the whole time.
Well, they did stab all the people against them in the square.
They stabbed a lot of people.
They did. They stabbed quite a few.
They stabbed a lot of people's girlfriends in there.
I also kind of feel like we're on a mission to get the hell out of here, and the number one guy who's keeping us here and brought us here is related to the old bag that we're talking to.
Sparkle, you bring up very good points, and I can't necessarily refute them.
I'll go. Like I said, if you think it'll help us, then
Is
I'll
that
do it.
your gut, Sparkle? Is that your gut feeling?
Yeah, I don't like this lady, and I don't like any of them.
I'm going with Sparkle. I'm gonna say, you know what?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Sparkle.
We've intermingled with the Wachters enough. Let's maybe just do this one. Keep it between us and keep it close to the chest.
I'm fine with that.
I'm good with that.
All right.
Fuck the Wachters. Let's go.
All right, so you leave the inn and make that decision. You hear the sound of a crowd towards the square.
Oh fuck.
You guys know that Lady Wachter was having her inauguration ceremony or something today, and now that it's noon, you realize it's probably what she's doing right now. Of course, and then So just made a note of that. Otherwise, you guys, from looking at the map, when you previously went to the Wizard of Wines winery, there was a part of the road that went south. And I remember you guys saying, well, I wonder what's down that way. When you look at the map, you realize that's sort of the path that would lead towards Argynvostholt. So what I'm saying is you're familiar. You guys, because you went that way before.
We've been down that road.
You've acquainted the map and that sort of intersection. You know exactly where it's at.
Okay.
So you guys could at least get yourselves to there really easily.
That direction, where we would ultimately be heading, would that lead us through the square where the ceremony is taking place?
No,
it's the other way.
That would be out. That would be out the west gate of town.
The square is northeast, right?
You think we should listen in, Alark, to whatever this old lady's saying?
So. I'm not saying we got to go and spend the whole day there and participate, but I think we should go and just kind of.
I agree.
See, right?
Check out the vibe.
See if we're happy. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're here. You're at the Blue Water Inn. The square's like right here.
Not to delay the journey, but.
No, I agree. I think it's smart. Let's hightail it over there and see if we can catch her speech.
Let's do it.
Okay. So you guys come around the corner and you see the square. I'm not going to switch to the map. But you see the square as you did with the Festival of the Blazing Sun. You see behind the square, up on that, where the Baron had been and his dogs and everything, and Izek came out, that sort of like guardhouse, up on the front decking of that building, there are bodies hanging. And you see that the one, you guys can tell that it's the Baron, the Baroness.
That's what I was going to assume.
Maybe some guards, loyalists of the Baron. In front of that is Ernst, who you guys know really well. And he's wearing, now you guys are way in the back of the crowd. You're like trying to not get too up in there. Ernst is back there. He's got this new kind of black cloak with this big red and silver kind of like sash coming across. That looks kind of cool. It's got the Wachter House symbol up top. And he's standing there like real kind of like stoic. And he's got a number, there's like a circle, like a semicircle of black cloaked guards around the front. And the crowd is very quiet. They're facing forward. They're being respectful. Most of the adults in the crowd are wearing black cloaks. There is no wine or festivities or refreshments. Everyone's behaving and seems to be interested in what Lady Wachter has to say. You get there just in the nick of time as she is starting her speech, and she says, loyal subjects, today we usher in a new way of life and affluence for all lawful citizens of Vallaki. No longer will precious resources be wasted on ridiculous, ineffective defenses. Most of the town's guards have already pledged loyalty to me, so your safety is ensured. My most trusted and qualified agent, Ernst Larnick, has been appointed the new captain of the guard. She points at him. He kind of gives a little nod. Some people clap, kind of like a golf course clap. A specialized military team that I assembled, and many of you saw in action here yesterday, quickly dispatched the former captain. No longer do you need to fear that violent, oppressive beast and his demonic arm. No longer will we waste coin and labor hours on these silly festivals that the former incompetent buffoon always dragged you through. Those wasteful events did nothing to protect you from evil creatures like werewolves. The Baron would have you believe that you should live in fear of the very ruler of these lands, our liege and protector, Lord Strahd von Zarovich.
Oh, what have we done?
The rumors and stories the Baron filled your head with for all these years are false. Control through fear. No longer do we need to live in this fear. My well-trained guards and sharp diplomatic skills will keep order in town and peace with Lord Strahd. We will pay taxes and respect the ruler of these lands like all good citizens should. In return, we will be afforded sanctuary and autonomy, which will expand commerce as we will thrive. Vallaki will be the crown jewel of Barovia. I, Countess Fiona Wachter of Vallaki, promise you this: prosperity to us all. And there's a bunch of cheering, and people are very respectful and kind of like look happy, and she bows, gives a very regal sort of curtsy, and she turns around, and Ernst and her guards kind of form in. Kind of reminds me a lot of the Game of Thrones, the priesty guy. What were those people called? The
The
sparrows.
seven,
And
the
The Unsullied?
no.
When they got back to King's Landing and
homeless looking dudes.
the homeless looking dudes, yeah.
Yeah.
7 something, right?
Seven, the
Anyhow,
And
that's the kind of vibe you get. Very sort of like they're all processional and very behind Ernst and Lady Wachter and a bunch of these kind of folks. And they move out. They kind of start a sort of a procession of guards and them that seem to be heading back to the Wachter house as the crowd disperses.
Hey Suri. What does autonomy mean?
Here's an answer.
Oh, it's when they cut you open when you die to see what you died of.
Independent or self-governing. Autonomy can also be defined from a human resources perspective.
Oh my god. I don't know half of those words.
Yeah, when you die, they give you an autonomy and they see
Autonomy.
what killed you.
They chop your head off in the guillotine.
Yeah, and they look at it in a microscope and they say, "Oh, what killed him?" And then it tells you.
Okay.
So the brief inauguration speech is
Okay.
over. We kind of moved on.
Let's get the hell
So-
out of here.
Ernst gets on the stage and he goes, "The Liberal Democrats." No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. Hi, Alexis.
Can you say hi?
Hi.
Hi, Princess.
Yeah, what are you playing with?
Playing Dungeons and
Your
Dragons.
camera's off. I don't know if you intended it to be.
Oh, no, I did not.
Alright, make sure mom brushes your teeth.
I like seeing your pretty face.
Okay.
Well,
Every time I get booted, I forget it. I love my camera too.
Okay.
Before we leave the square,
someone.
can
I
we
know.
do we see any sign of Vasily or
Good
Arena?
night, honey.
Make a perception check.
So cold.
It is cool.
I know it's cold out there too.
23.
I love the D20 or the D&D Beyond. The whole time you're barely listening to the speech. You are just scanning the crowd. You look at every single face. You're watching everybody coming in and out. You're like a hawk. You don't see them.
Vasily's not here, fellas. Guess we better hit the road.
Yeah, I think let's get out of here. Well, it's still early in the day. We can make some good headway.
Guys, in my mind, I'm already there.
Let's go to Argyle, Vostel.
This dwarf wants to see some ruins.
Yeah, as we're heading that way, you'll have to bring us up to speed again, Ragnar, about what you know about this place.
We'll do that. We'll do.
Yeah.
The Order of the Silver Dragon should have some sort of residence there, if I'm not mistaken.
Ah, I see my fellow dwarf has been listening. Rather than peeing on everything.
Wow. Wow. Imagine your brother saying that too. Imagine that.
Imagine doing so many things to make your brother say something about that.
Oh, imagine your friend fucking chiming in after your brother says something like that. And fucking sides with your... Imagine that.
All right. So are you guys?
Ragnar starts walking towards the gate because he's had enough of blood spears and werewolves and
Yeah.
fucking coffins and all this other bullshit.
Why don't you just get a rope and tie them all up? All right, let's do this. Let's
I'm
fucking
gonna
leave.
cut a rope off with the splitter and just tie her.
You have a legendary blade, but you decide to tie a rope around this feet.
Right. 'cause
Whatever.
I'm 3.5 feet tall. I was like, let me try to trip this bitch.
That was good. That was funny though. That's good. Don't change. All right, let's go. Let's head out. Let's head west.
All right, you head out on the west side of town. The guards see you. You guys are like well known in Milan. Everybody knows who you are, especially now
Really?
that you are the heroes that
Oh yeah, we're superheroes.
Yeah, we're like
you
SEAL Team
serve
6.
the Baron. Yes,
We
right.
killed Izak and we killed Winterstone there. I mean, come on. It's getting dumb here.
So the guards open the gates, and as you walk out, now the guards have changed. You know, their attire has changed, which is one thing that you've noted is everybody's wearing these black robes and stuff now. But they open the gate and they say, "We'll see you soon."
All right, we'll catch you on the other side.
All right. So we will go to so many maps.
Thank God those fucking guys are gone, huh? With their stupid cloaks.
Okay. All right.
Ah, back on the old Svalich Road.
All right. So you're right here. Where do you want to go?
Let's head west towards the bridge, and we will cross the bridge and head southwest.
Okay. It takes you about an hour, and so you cross the bridge. You cross that what you know to be the Luna River, which is beautiful, crystal clear water, which is right here. You get to the what the hell that is? Yeah. So the road comes to an X intersection with branches to the northwest, northeast, southwest, southeast. The lower half of a snapped wooden signpost. I remember seeing this sign before. You kind of like put the sign back together last time, and if you remember, it says to the southwest. It says Kresk and Solinka Pass. No, wait. I'm sorry. The arms indicated Kresk and Solinka Pass to the southwest. So, like, sort of this way. Lake Baratok to the northwest. So, this way. Valaki and Ravenloft, from the way you came. And Berez to the southeast.
I'm looking at the map. So Thornton pulls out the Wachter map, and he's looking at it. He's looking at it for like about 30 seconds, and he realizes he has it upside down. So he flips it, and he says, "Those look like the ruins down south. In fact, it even says Argenvasthold. I say we make a left right after this bridge."
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, that looks correct.
Ooh, this is the perfect traveling music. I love it.
Wait a minute. So show me which way you're going.
Yeah, so we're on the bridge. We are facing west, right?
Yep. Yep.
Sure.
And you can go
So-
south. You can go southwest or southeast. Looks
Um,
like it's like an X. Do you want to go southwest or southeast?
I'd like to go that way, where the arrow I made is.
I
You
didn't
made
see
it out?
it.
This
Okay.
is our
What's that?
Thanks, Doug.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking on the wrong map. I see you. Okay, you're going south. That's southeast from this little X. You see the little X above your pink thing there?
Yeah,
So you're going southeast.
correct.
Okay.
That's okay with everyone. I mean, I'm not
No.
Amerigo
support you.
Vespucci, but maybe.
Support you.
Yeah, Juniper's pretty excited to see the bridge.
Oh, Juniper, do they have bridges where you come from?
We have lots of bridges. I enjoy bridges.
You should see some dwarven bridges and our amazing stonework. We make some of the best bridges you've ever seen, crossing waters that are deeper than even the mind can imagine.
Have you ever heard of
Ooh.
Okay.
Holyfield, where are you?
All right, so you're on Holyfield. Rest
Yeah,
of you are
no.
on foot.
Just doing a little gallop.
All right, so you guys start heading down this this way, and it seems to be a little bit more less of a formal road, a little bit more of a trail, let's say, but with some like horse and cart tracks as well.
But we're by the water, right? We're adjacent to the water,
You're walking. Yes, you are going along the river at this point.
and it's downstream.
Yes, it's downstream. So the Lake Zarovich, which is what Valaki sits on, has is at the base of a mountain. Waterfalls come down and fill that lake, and that lake feeds down
Got it.
The direction you're heading.
So where the two markers are, we took the one that's the green path there, south. Right?
Oh God, I keep fucking forgetting to switch you guys to. I'm looking at the Barovian map.
Oh, I was looking at the. Okay.
Yeah. It was my fault. I didn't move you guys there. All
Oh,
right, so there were two ways you guys could go. You could have went.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah, we could have gone either way down south, right? So we're
Could have
taking the
went this
first
way
path
or this
down.
way. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know which. I was confused. I was looking at the other map and I was like, they both look like they go to the same spot, but one seems more like one was dotted, like it might be a not paved road or
And
trail.
that's what you're on. Yeah, you're on what looks like a beaten footpath trail rather than a formal road.
Okay.
Which I like because we're on the water.
Okay.
I just like being near water. I think it's a good practice.
Okay.
Practice, John. Practice. Yeah, I just think it's good.
Works for me.
And then let's see. So it takes a good you're walking about 3 or 4 hours along the river. The trail continues. You get to a point where you're walking along this river. You see the river kind of split off a little bit. There's a little bit of a fork here, and then a couple of you look up to the west, to your right, as you're walking down this path, and it's just a massive set of hills going up. So these little dots that you see on the map, you can see them,
Yeah.
indicates elevation. So you see like hills going up and up and up to your west.
Oh shit! How steep between each dot? Between each level.
The hill here, probably the rise on it is probably a good few thousand feet.
Oh, shit.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
literal mountains.
You're at the foothills of mountains, so this whole thing is a vale, and you have the one mountain that's behind Lake Zarovich on the one side, and it feeds in, and then there's this Mount Gakis, which is to the south of the vale, and it's sort of like they're the two bookends of the whole thing, and so now you're starting to hit the foothills and move your way up into the Mount Gakis sort of elevation. It's also starting to get colder a little bit as you start to go south. Okay. Continue on, or where are you guys going? Just move
When
on.
do you guys think we need to cut west?
Well, let's take a look at Waktar's map. Let's see. Have it.
I can move you here. Just remind me to switch you back.
Yeah. So this road doesn't really loop around, so
I mean, we're almost we're pretty much following the water and heading straight south, right? Like there is from what we can tell.
What I'm pinging here is you guys would assume is the fork in the river that you're at right now.
Yeah, that's see where the river widens on the map and everything like that, and where
Yeah.
the two.
We're gonna have to go
I see.
back. That
Here,
road does not loop around.
I'll move your marker. You think you're about here.
Yeah, we gotta probably go more to the front.
Yeah, I mean, if we're there, we have to head. It looks like we have to head like we're either gonna be climbing northwest from this point, or we loop around on the other road. But
Is there a trail up that hill? Is
Or-
there any discernible?
Or maybe we came totally the wrong way and we needed to go down the road further. And,
I think so. I think
and
that's the
actually
case.
follow the path. Like we might be climbing mountains, but who even knows, right? We might.
Yeah,
we might
maybe
start
there's
to
like
see
a-
it, and it might not even be accessible this way.
Maybe there's a path. Maybe we'll
All
see.
right, most of you guys would get this analogy. When you start to get to that point where you're driving into Pennsylvania, West Virginia, you know, and you're on 70, and it starts and you get to that point, all of a sudden there's like those, where they've almost carved the road
Yes.
between the, and you
Yep.
get all the falling rock signs and stuff. That's kind of what you're looking at to your west.
So so basically unclimbable.
You would probably have to climb. You guys would have to climb about 1,000 feet up to get to the first flatness where you would be able to see further west.
Could Rocky Balboa do it?
yeah,
Rocky Balboa can do anything. It's not even
Okay.
a question.
All right, fair enough.
before we totally abandon this path, since we went down a little bit, can I just ask you a question? What do you think that thing is that's just south of it, where the thing that looks like this path is taking us to?
I'd scope it out. I'm down.
That looks like ruins. So like maybe we'll see
Yeah.
what's going on over there.
I'm down.
Like
This there?
if we're already freaking halfway there and we got to backtrack anyways.
Yeah, it might be, all kinds of fun stuff that we find in, we find fun stuff in Barovia.
maybe
everywhere.
there's like a portal to Argynvost Hold. Who knows? We
Yeah.
don't know.
Based on your, you guys are, based on your approximation, it'd be about another hour and a half to get to that point on the map. Based on
Yeah.
where you guys
Fuck
figure
it.
you're at.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
We'll do
Fuck
it live.
Fuck
Alright.
it.
So you guys move further south, and now these hills behind you. Let me move back to the real map.
Making Dan work tonight. Making him have to flirt with me and
It's all
change
right.
maps.
That's why I do all this prep so that we can do this. It's more.
What do I do if Thorin slaps my ass? Okay.
You enjoy it.
So you travel. You're traveling in the day. It's wide open. There's this big wall of a hill to your west, and then you're the river running to your east. It's quiet and calm and everything, and you're starting to get closer to. You're continuing to move through. Now it's starting to become more of a canyon almost, where the walls of the mountains and foothills are on both sides, and you're kind of like narrowing into this area. And the trail hugs the river for several miles. It takes you a hour and a half or so to get to this point. The dirt and grass soon turn to marsh as the trail dissolves into spongy earth, pockmarked with strands of tall reeds and pools of stagnant water. It's getting real marsh swampy like here. So you're in this like armpit of the like valley where there's like it's a little cool. It's very damp because of where the river is, and everything just sort of collects down here, and it's very swamp-like. A thick shroud of fog. Yeah, so the fog is like almost collecting in this area. So the further you go south, the more it's getting thick to the point where it's affecting visibility. Scattered throughout the marsh are old peasant cottages. So you see this about 1,000 feet away now. Is these like little old beat up cottages? Their walls covered with black mildew. The roofs mostly caved in. These decrepit dwellings seem to hunker down in the mire as though they have long since given up on escaping the thick mud. Everywhere you look, black clouds of flies dart about, hungry for blood. The fog is much thinner on the far side of the river, where a light flashes among a dark ring of standing stones.
Are there dead things in the water?
Make a perception check.
Sure. Did you pick that up? I did it on D&D Beyond.
Yep. You look a good couple 100 feet behind you and in front of you through the water. You can see the bottom of the river in this area. The water is, I mean, besides being a dump of a place, the river here is beautiful. But you don't see anything.
I'd like to use Divine Sense, please.
How far out does that go?
60 feet.
60 feet?
Yeah.
You don't detect anything.
Got it.
What do you guys like to do?
I say we proceed.
Yeah, Juniper's really interested in the giant rocks and whether or not there are any smaller rocks around to add to her little collection.
All right, so you're going to continue in this direction?
Yeah.
I think so. I ain't afraid of no fucking mists and shit. Fog.
All right. Hey, can we take like a 5-minute?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Cool. All right. might be a little slow going on this next segment, but
I felt good.
I think I got it set up. You guys, are you seeing the? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I like looking at your Twitch stream because it helps me see what's going on, or it helps me see what you're seeing.
Makes
That
sense.
makes sense.
You know what fascinates me is, I seem to run into this mostly just like on local news and stuff. I love some of the comments that people put on social media.
Oh
Like,
my God, right?
like I don't know,
It's a total
WKYC
stranger.
Channel 3.
They don't even know. They don't even care who they're talking to.
Nope.
They're just like want to make
It's
their
nuts.
point.
It's nonsense. So the WKYC Channel 3, they made a post about the Indians changing their name and what would people like to see their name, whatever. The top comment, because of all the reaction to it, is this old dude. It just says, "Since they're changing the name, I will no longer be following the team any longer." Could you imagine typing that out? She'd be like, "I want everybody to know I'm so mad."
Yeah.
My God. Dude, I don't-
And
I-
can you imagine even feeling that way? Can you
No.
imagine being like, if they're
About
not called the Indians,
about
I'm
a
not
team.
fucking watching them.
That's
Yeah.
insanity. I mean, I'm cool with understanding all the sides of the story. Maybe you think it's ridiculous that they're changing their name. Maybe you don't. Whatever the case may be. I don't give a shit either way. I would still watch them. It's fine.
Right. The funny thing is, teams have changed their names over the years. All there's been professional sports teams that changed their names, not for any sort of political or social group sort of pressure, just because they decided to change their names. It was
Right.
stale, and they picked a new name. No one ever says anything about that.
Right.
No
No,
one
we-
complains.
Spiders or something at one point. I
Yeah,
mean,
they were the Spiders in like 1900.
That's way
Yeah.
cooler than Indians.
I actually saw an article on ESPN where they said they
Hey
might
Noah,
wish to go
take
back.
the garbage out.
Dude, I think it's cool. I mean, to be honest with you, I've always thought the Indians was kind of a shitty name. Actually, for that point, the Browns is like the fucking worst. Right?
Oh, it's
is there
the
a
dumbest.
worse name for a professional football team than the Browns?
I'm back.
So dumb.
I just think that it's crazy how, like, with that whole thing with that old man posting that about it, it's like people get so cranked up and opinionated that, like, there's no discussion anymore. It's just everybody's like, they're so like polarized on things,
Yeah,
and if you're
just immediately
you know,
go to.
asshole, and if you know what I mean, like, you don't follow the Indians, I quit. Yeah, I'm not watching.
Especially if you're over 60 and you're just like, oh yeah, like that's what it was when I was a kid, so it can never be anything different. Like, what if it was the Cleveland Diaphragms? You know, like, well, we want to keep that, but that's the name though. But that's the name I grew up with. But it doesn't make sense anymore. Okay, you don't have to like it. Like, you're gonna be dead one day, and like, it's gonna matter. Like,
You grew
oh,
up with polio. Are you whining about that being gone? You know.
I still like the Washington football team. Like, I would love to know how
They should
all
keep
those
that.
I think it's great. Like I genuinely think it's fine, but it's also really funny. I don't know if that's what they were going for. If that was them just being like, "Fuck the system, we don't care."
Yeah, they want to be ironic.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's how I look at
That's
it.
great.
But that's how
I think
I
it's
am,
great.
and that's how
You
I
know
would
what it
feel. But
actually is? It's because their owner is like such a bumbling piece of shit.
Oh, Dan Snyder.
Yeah, he
he's
couldn't come up with, like, he didn't make the decision fast enough. So Ron Rivera was like, yeah, we can't just do this. So that's it. Like, we're gonna just be called the football team. And he was like, okay, cool.
I think that's how it should all be. We'll be the Cleveland baseball team. You guys could be the first New York baseball team.
Well, remember when the games in the old days didn't have the licensing, and they couldn't be called like the Yankees? They had to be called like the New York, like Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball. It wasn't the was it? They didn't have the name.
They didn't have the players.
They don't have the players.
They had the teams.
Yeah.
But
Video
some
games.
games didn't have the team's license, and they'd be like the Yankee,
New
the New York Bombers or something.
Madden Nintendo 64 didn't have team licenses. It only had player licenses. So it was the Foxborough team.
Yeah, the Foxborough Patriots.
All right, Amber, you back?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I explained to you guys what you saw when you came this way. Bunch of ruined cottages in the middle of a swamp.
The music doesn't sound great, and it's very ominous, so there's going to be a fight.
I know.
That's okay. We'll
The
fight
whole-
some fucking wildlings, chop their fucking heads off, and move on.
The mist, cold, marshy thing. That's a pretty good.
This feels like the village in the 13th Warrior. That's what this feels like to me.
Oh wow, I haven't seen that movie in a long
I
time. That's a
gotta
good
watch
movie.
that again. Yeah,
That's a
that was-
great
Love
movie.
that movie.
That movie.
Yeah.
Not to digress at all, but the one of the opening scenes where he's like I think he's a little kid and he's on a boat and he's with a bunch of like Vikings or something that are speaking a different language, and the way they film that scene where you're sitting there and they're all talking and you can't, and they're speaking a foreign language, but as the scene progresses they start speaking English, so it's like you're the protagonist, kind of experiencing him learning the other language.
I remember that. Now that
I was like, that blew my mind. I was like, that is so fucking cool.
Well, then when he quotes the guy back to him, he's like, "Only an Arab would bring a dog to war."
Right.
Because of his voice being small.
I gotta watch that again.
Passion of the Christ.
All right. And okay, we already derailed it a little bit with that, but one more other thing. I got to see Brotherhood of the Wolf again too, and I can't freaking find it anywhere.
Oh my god, that's old.
It's like on nothing. I can't like Amazon Prime, Netflix, nothing. I couldn't find it anywhere. I got to find that again.
Ted
was a
hasn't
good-
aged well. Ted, we watched Ted the other night. It hasn't aged well.
Which one hasn't?
What about not?
Ted with the bear.
Oh yeah, that.
He says some like really homophobic things, and like it's like really bad. It's like I'm like, ugh.
That was right at the edge of when all that stuff changed.
Yeah, correct.
They got in right before that all changed. So yeah.
All right.
All right,
Is it-
so let's charge in here. Let's go.
Yeah, I just need somebody to be kind of the leader and tell me what the party's.
We're continuing on the path. We're looking for, wherever it looks like it can go. We're looking. I think we're keeping our eyes westward too, to see what on the map that ruins. Right. So if there's a way that it seems like we can.
Right.
Yeah.
Get
So
around.
you guys are clear now. You guys are hours south of it's very obvious to you that you've moved well beyond.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Dang. Man, we suck. Shit.
No, this is fine.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. I'm a druid. I have a natural sense of direction. We are going the right way.
All right, lead the way, Juniper.
I am absolutely leading the way, and
Step
she
up to the
stands
plate.
up and points forward.
So all these cottages and stuff. Here, I'll start opening more of this up because you guys can see a few hundred.
Yeah, I
feet.
have dark vision. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, it's only about. Let's see. You left at noon, and it is 4, 5, 6. 6 o'clock.
As the crow flies, or not?
Dan, as we were heading south here, we really didn't see anything that looked like that to the west, though, right? As we were heading south, like thus far, was it still very mountainous, or did it flatten out at all, or is it, you know what I mean? Like,
Your best guess, based on your map, your bearings, Juniper's uncanny sense of direction, is that where you were trying to head was probably on top of the elevation to your west that you went past.
dumb bitch. All right.
What do you gonna be late for a date, Sparkle? What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. I hear you. I wanted to see what that was. You know,
We're gonna get there. We gotta do all the quests. We gotta get the achievement for all the quests in Barovia.
what do you think this shit is ahead of us here?
Personally, I think this is an old rotted shithouse, and I'm going to go in and check around and see what's up.
Rotted. All right, let's check it out. So, I guess let's head up to that fork and then see which route it looks better. That one looks like it's almost like broken up to the southwest or east. I mean, I don't know if the top loop is.
So I'm gonna just stand over here.
We should probably ask we should ask our druid.
A local druid. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I forgot. This is like you're in this really super thick fog, so I'm gonna kind of.
Oh, we lost Ragnar. Oh, good.
Okay.
You can only see about 120 feet away, even though it's still daylight out here, just because it's such thick fog.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys can kind of like move yourself up there. At that point, you see a faint light coming from like this direction, and then you see so this direction. The cottages seem to be like over here. You can barely see them through the fog. This is very thick marsh. And then you see a light, a lantern, a torch, or something over here.
So something's glowing over here, basically.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
Can I discern how deep the river is?
Yeah, good call.
Yep. You can see down, and it looks about 10 feet deep.
How tall is Holyfield?
It's probably about, I don't know. however
Four
tall.
and a half as the crow flies?
He's a horse-sized war ram.
Not 10 feet, though, right?
No.
He's not a mama kill. All right, got it. Okay.
No, but just to be clear, I could polymorph him into something much bigger, like a giant ape. Would you like to ride on a giant ape?
Juniper really wants to make a giant ape out of anything.
So you can polymorph my creation? Are you
So
sure
long
about
as it's
that?
willing. If not, it has to make a roll, but really, it has to be willing. Yeah, you all right over there?
Does it? Yeah, thanks. Does it have to be a gorilla? Can it be?
I mean, it can be something else if you have a request.
Can I ride the gorilla?
I mean, if you ask nicely,
You or the gorilla?
the gorilla.
Not sure how this works.
Oh wow. I just went
So,
from 0 to
okay.
100.
Here are your options. I can transform Holyfield, provided Holyfield is willing, into another animal that is larger if you would like to try to ford the river.
Can he go
Or-
back?
Yeah. Or I can transform someone else that is willing, like maybe Ragnar or Spargle. If you've ever had aspirations beyond your
Well,
current stature, I could transform you into something large to carry our friend here. across
I
the river.
wouldn't feel right having you transform one of them into a gorilla. That just seems a little off. But what I would like is I'm going to check with Holyfield if he wants to turn into a large ape.
Oh, can you talk to animals? I can talk to animals.
I
Do
can
talk
talk
to
to
animals?
Holyfield. We have a mind. We have a mental connection,
Oh,
and that's in the skill. That's in my spell book. So I'm not making that up. Yeah, it says you can communicate with each other telepathically. So we can talk through our minds. And so I communicate with Holyfield, and I say to him, lad, you want to turn into a big badass gorilla like King Kong?
The response back is you get a sense of confusion around the word King Kong. But you get this sense of curiosity and interest around when you ask him if he wants to transform into something. You get the sense that he's game.
Dan, did you ever think you were going to have to RP being a ram, a battle ram at any point in your career?
Did you ask about King Kong?
You never know.
Or a bar wench that I'm flirting with?
Did they go over that at DM college?
Yeah, that's not in the D.
So you said this is 10 feet deep?
Yeah.
Is
At
the
the
river
deep end.
roaring?
No.
Yeah, do we need this?
I'm just confused as to why we all can't just swim.
because then nobody
Can
can be a giant ape, Ulrich.
You'll be cold.
I'm-
You can swim.
This is at least 3 sparkles deep. So
Alark's just gonna start swimming across the river. I mean, while people are talking and casting spells.
I'm on the right bank. I'm on the left bank.
That's Robin Hood.
Robin Hood Man. This ain't all about
Alaric, you can move yourself.
Okay. I mean, do I need to do anything to swim across, or am I just?
So these are 100-foot squares, which is really
Oh,
weird.
see?
Oh.
Good
This
job.
thing is massive.
Yeah,
It's
good
about
job.
It's about 300 feet across, but
Yeah, but I mean, you could. I mean, swimming 300 feet isn't. I mean,
Yeah.
I can
Go
do
ahead,
that.
Jack
I'm a
LaLanne.
fast slob.
Go ahead, Jack LaLanne. Swing the English Channel. Go
300
ahead.
feet. I could. 300 feet.
That's
I
like
could,
Yankee
I could
Stadium.
swim 300 feet. Like I'm
Yeah.
not racing across it, like
float
trying to hold my breath the whole fucking time.
All right, okay. All right, Flippo, go ahead.
yep. So you have no problem in a few minutes swimming across the other side of the river, as everybody else is standing around talking to war rams and gorillas. And
Yeah. I just
You guys-
thought I
you
was
guys are,
missing
like,
something.
talking- like Thoradin's like talking to his to Holyfield, and Juniper's sitting there she's really excited to turn something into a gorilla, and Spargle and Ragnar are kind of interested, and then you guys kind of look around and like, where'd Alaric go? And you see him dripping wet, kind of shivering with an angry look on his face as he's just scowling at you guys from the other side of the river.
I'll grab Ragnar's gonna grab Spargle and be like, let's just swim, and Thoradin can carry the little druid lady.
Oh, I'm getting on the fucking monkey. What do you think this is?
Okay.
All right, so whoever wants to swim across, go ahead and move yourself to the other side. If you guys are doing the Holyfield,
King
gorilla
Kong,
thing-
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Ragnar talked me into it.
Is that costing you a spell slot
Maybe.
to do the polymorph? Okay, it's polymorph, right?
Yeah.
Bro, we're getting a King Kong. I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
Well, we don't lose King Kong after the swim, so
No.
we'll
We,
have Kong for a little while. So
yeah. It lasts up to an hour.
This is a tremendous deal.
As long as I can concentrate, guys.
Now, did we figure out if you can? And Ponch, you were helping figure this out. Is it a giant gorilla or a gorilla? There's a certain challenge rating.
What's your CR? It depends on the CR that you're able to cast. There's a pretty good. You should be able to see what CR you can do in your. I think it's under your features and stuff that you could look and see.
Yeah, I'm looking at that.
I have a pretty good guide that. Let me see it. I was a different I was a different circle when I was a druid too, and I could do a higher CR than normally could.
Yeah, I remember you linking that in Discord.
Yeah, I still have it here. I'll message you it.
Beast whose challenge rating is equal to or less than the target or target's level. Uh-oh, so what's Holyfield's level?
Is it like equal to the caster's level?
It says that the steed has the statistics of the chosen form.
So I call there isn't actually a ram in 5e for whatever reason, so it's a giant goat. So what are you looking for?
What the CR would be, I guess, for a giant goat.
1/2.
Okay, so probably not a giant ape then. No. Maybe
Where's it
we
go?
could get like, a nice sized box turtle.
Nice sized.
I signed up for a massive gorilla, not a
A
turtle.
regular ape, for the record, is also the same challenge rating, 1/2. So you could have a regular sized ape.
I don't want a regular sized ape, Juniper. I wanted a big gorilla. The
Well-
eighth wonder of the world.
Yes, unfortunately, I did not realize how small your ram was. So, unfortunately, your fault.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
It took this long to figure
This
that
is-
out.
Imagine your
This is-
girlfriend saying
This
that.
is deep.
Imagine your girlfriend saying that. Wow.
Actually, this is not so deep.
So you
Oh,
could
wow.
transform Thoradin into a giant ape, right? Because that would be equivalent to a level of 7. You know what I mean? So he would be a giant ape, which is a CR7 too.
Yep.
Well, what do you
How
think,
big?
Thoradin?
How big is it? How big are we talking? Just ballpark. Like, are we talking King Kong, or are we talking like Mighty Joe Young? You know, like what's
It's a huge beast. So
Like-
huge.
like Congo, like one of those Congo gorillas? Like,
hold
cause
on a second.
I'm in.
So it's
Mighty Joe Young. Bad gorillas.
Yeah, if I'm like fucking Amy from Congo, one of the bad gorillas from Congo, like sign me up.
so it's about 15 to 20 feet tall.
Oh, all right, I'm in. Sign me up. Fucking change me up.
Belt.
All right, so
So Thoradin pretends he doesn't really want it. He's like, I don't know, I'm not so crazy about it, but like, totally do it.
Juniper kind of like rubs her little hands together and she like starts wiggling her fingers and all kinds of mist starts swirling around him and kind
Oh
of
no.
like in a Disney cartoon, you know how like it's just the arms at first and then it's like the legs and then giant ass and then it's the rest of him.
Oh no.
Giant
Surrounds me. Oh no, this usually doesn't end up good. Oh shit. Oh, oh, what's wrong with me? I don't feel so good.
Yep. So this is exactly what's going on. So you guys, after you swim
This
across,
is happening.
Thoradin, Juniper, you know, are still on the other side, and then suddenly you guys see Juniper doing something, and then, you know, like her shape and silhouette almost blocks out Thoradin because they're about the same size. You can kind of see him, whatever, beyond her, but then suddenly this shape and size just suddenly starts to grow behind Juniper as you see Thoradin become this 18-foot tall gorilla.
Just wait till you figure out how far you can throw your poo now.
Oh,
All right, so
Thoradin, as of right now, hold on one second. Let me get this for you.
I can't speak,
You-
right? No more.
You are a giant ape in all of your characteristics. So let me send this to you on Discord, so you have the stats and abilities and everything.
Can he talk or anything?
Nope.
Mhm.
You can make gorilla noises, ape noises.
Am I cognizant though, like of what I know? Okay.
That's
you
right.
maintain
You'll
your
have-
energy.
Yep, it's like your brain inside of a giant ape at this point. So you
Okay, so we
have
can follow
you have
direct.
157 hit points. You have 12 AC. You
Oh,
can move wicked fast. Your strength is 23.
holy shit!
You could lift a fucking house.
And your penis is 47 feet long.
That's like a bridge. We could use that as a bridge.
so
It's like
that's
a,
you.
it's like
So,
a
yeah,
dwarven
you're-
bridge.
oh my god.
Made of stone, lad.
If you wanted to, you could easily pick up Juniper in one hand, like King Kong style, and just walk across the river ring.
Like she's Fey, right? Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
You would be wading through it. It would be about up to your chest. You just walk across the river.
Let's do it.
All right.
She's like Fey Ray from fucking King Kong.
I'm pretty excited about it actually.
Wait, is that a big ape? That's a big ape.
Oh my god, it really is. King Kong. Quick, turn Alark into Godzilla.
Oh my god.
Yeah, can you move that, Thoradin? Can you move the girl around?
Hell yeah.
All right. So yeah, whatever you guys want to do.
What a fucking.
All right.
All right, so
You guys
as Juniper gets over, sorry to interrupt. I want to do a thing really quick. As Juniper gets over the water, Alark's gonna place his hand on her shoulder. Sorry, I've wanted to do this for a while. And he is going to he's gonna cast bolstering magic. And that means I just get to roll a d3. I don't think I can click. Can I click? No,
Dude,
can't
I don't
click
even know what you're talking about right now. I'm excited.
How do I... Wait a minute.
No, it's really good.
Wait, where's the D3 here? Is there not a D3?
Well, can you click on the thing itself? The
That's what I'm trying to do. No. Oh, crap. I'm really not trying to complicate
ability?
everything.
You can roll a d6 and we'll half it.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder why that's not here in the roll thing.
That's a gap.
So 2. So basically what that means is that represents a spell level, and that person that I touch gets a spell slot restored for that level.
Oh, nice.
Or lower. So whatever I roll or lower. Like if I roll a 3, you can restore any spell slot.
Oh, so you did that to Juniper.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Nice. Sweet move. Okay. Cool.
What does that do?
It restores a spell slot.
Yep.
Nice.
I'm just grabbing a beer. I'll be right back.
Can you like double gorilla me?
I don't think so. I think I can just restore spell slots.
All right, that's fine.
Make him some like gorilla battle armor.
Actually, I might be able to double gorilla you because I have.
Is that a 94
no,
foot
it's
penis?
not. No, it's well, I have an enhance ability, and I could give you bear's endurance.
Bear's endurance?
Yeah, well.
I'd be like a gorilla bear.
A little bit.
Do I get gorilla armor?
I don't think you get gorilla armor.
Can I use bones as weapons?
Sure.
And
sure,
can I get
bones.
bananas? Where are the bananas?
Can't have sex with bones.
I tried.
No, I've got these
Bad
these
idea.
beans here that I could plant if you'd like to see what like grows, and you can try eating that.
Well, I can't really talk, so you don't really, you know.
Oh, good point. All right.
You can communicate with any non-verbal kind of thing. Right? Yeah. All right, so you guys make it to this side of the river, and this is where you saw. I think some of you saw some of those stones before. Juniper made note of them for sure. So a dozen moss-covered menhirs form a near-perfect circle in the spongy earth. These weathered stones range in height from 15 to 18 feet, so about your eye level, gorilla man. A couple of them lean inward as if to share some great secret with their inscrutable neighbors. A wary-looking peasant woman lurks behind the tallest stone, a rusty lantern, which is the glow that you saw sparkle, clutched in one gnarled hand, and a dagger clutched in the other.
Does she see us?
She does, because there's a giant gorilla
Right.
coming her way.
That's what I figured.
And she's looking your direction, and she's holding the dagger. She's standing behind one of these stones and kind of looking up and holding her lantern cautiously.
Guys, looking conspicuous.
Can you ping where she is on the map?
Oh, I will actually. I'm sorry, I always forget about this. There she is.
All right, so I'm gonna walk close, but not too close.
Okay, let's see. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you just walked like 500 feet. So you guys are kind of like, is this again? This is a really spread out map. Every square is 100 feet. But you're walking up, and once you get into when you get into earshot, she's looking up and she goes, who goes there?
Just a giant.
Hello, miss. Don't worry about that giant beast back there. He's with us.
Wonder if I
Okay.
can talk to you.
Okay, sure.
We mean you
Uh,
no harm. We're just traveling around this wilderness here, and we're looking for a way to get near the ruins of Argynvostholt. If you could help us with that.
Why are you so short?
Well, see, miss, I'm a dwarf. I come from the mountain kingdom of Mithril. You ever seen a dwarf before?
I haven't. Nor have I heard of Mithril Hall.
It's a faraway land, but we dwarves are good folk. We just like to dig things up and mess around with rocks. That's what my interest in the ruins are. I like to look at old rocks.
Oh, well, where do you come from? She's very cautious at this point. She's very kind of apprehensive.
Well, I come from all over, really. Mithril Hall, Gauntlgrim, the Sword Coast. You know, I'm from everywhere and nowhere, but we just passed through the village of Valaki and had
She looks really confused and is like almost drawing back as you said the previous names. Once you say Valaki, she kind of eases up a little bit.
Yes, we were doing some business in Valaki and just now out traveling around in the wilderness, really looking for those ruins. But, you know, if you could point us in the right direction, you know, we're willing to trade for the information if need be, or if there's something that we could help you with.
She says, no need to trade. You are far from the ruins of Argynvostholt. You say you're from Valaki. Are you? Do you work for the Baron?
So, Bargle's near me.
Right behind you.
So I
Yep.
look over at Spargle real quick, try to see if like we can have a quick communication silently. And like,
Oh, do you know the Baron? I just ask her back.
She says, "Oh yes. I have family in Valaki."
Oh, who? I wonder if we met him.
You might have. Do you work for the Baron?
So
We don't work for the Baron.
Yeah, we don't work for the Baron, but what?
We're just travelers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
have the cloak, right? And Juniper kind of pulls out the cloak with the sigil on it.
She looks
Oh.
up and she goes, "Oh, are you? Where are you, Juniper? Are you with them?"
Yeah.
Okay. She looks up and she sees. She says, you're with Lady Wachter, I see. So you have been to Valaki. I too am from Valaki. I just didn't recognize any of you, and you're all rather. You don't look like the typical Valakian. As she sees two gnomes and a dwarf and a half orc, who she seems really confused by, and this huge looming ape behind all of them. She says, I too am from Valaki. I'm here on a, I'm a bit of a anthropologist, let's say, from within my my circle of people that I work with, and my job is to kind of keep an eye on these old swampy ruins.
Ragnar's eyes light up when she says anthropologist.
So an anthropologist, you say? Well, I'm an archaeologist myself. I really just roam the lands looking for ruins and just learning about ancient history. Great to meet
Fellow
an intellectual on the road.
that's what she says at the same time. She says, "A fellow intellectual. I appreciate that. She says, and at that, you kind of connect with her for a moment. She says, "I am sorry. These, while this is definitely a ruined village that has been lost for many, many years, Argynvosthold is quite a bit of ways from here. You would need to head back towards Vallaki, and then sort of make your way through the forest to the southwest." If you want to get to the ruins.
Well,
Otherwise, she looks at you, Ragnar, and she says, "This here, though, is a pretty interesting place. If you'd like to hear what I know about it so far."
I was just gonna ask if you could share with us what you've learned.
She says, "Well, this here is what remains of the village of Berez. A long, long time ago, the river here was much deeper than it is now, and flooded the village. Unfortunately, this is now the home of an ancient, powerful hag named Baba Lasaga. She lives in a hut in the middle of town, and I keep tabs on her. We believe that she is in league with Strahd somehow. So she's got something against the my people from Vallaki."
So where can we find this Bob Saget?
Baba Lasagna, Baba Yaga.
She looks over to the west across the river and then scans around for a little bit, and she looks back and she says, "Baba Lasaga rarely leaves this swamp. When she does, she travels in a giant skull."
Ooh.
In
It's
a
vehicle
giant
of some
skull?
sort.
Like a pumpkin,
giant-
but
Yeah,
like
a Cinderella pumpkin.
yeah, like a
Like
Cinderella
Dr.
pumpkin.
Yeah.
Dr. Robotnik.
Dan, what did
Yeah.
you say that the ancient village was? Was it Berez or something? Or
Berez, Berez.
Like Perez would it be? So Ragnar kind of wants to just get a feel for this. So I look at her and I say, "Now, lady, you said your people back in Vallaki. Who? You mind telling me who you mean?"
Oh, I'm sorry. My family, I meant.
I'm gonna ask you a direct question. One studier of ancient ruins to another. What are your thoughts on Strahd?
Oof. Cutting right to the. Oh, never mind. Ooh, ooh.
just so you know, too, I was gonna ask too about when she was saying about Baba Lasaga too, about being
Baba
evil
Yaga.
or something like that. I'm curious as if we can kind of tell if she's being truthful or not.
I think this old whore knows more than she's leading on, lads.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with Ragnar. You're trying to connect with her and ask her.
Yeah, I want to get a feel. So I want to get a feel for what she thinks of Strahd.
Yeah.
I'll even say it like this. So, my lady, we've been hearing a lot of rumors. You know, we're not from these parts. We heard a lot of rumors in town about this Lord Strahd. We don't know much about him. You know, do you have any information we might not have heard?
She says, "Without knowing you better, I don't feel comfortable sharing a full opinion there. But
That's fair.
I will say one of the reasons me and my family are keeping tabs on this old hag in these swamps is because we believe she is somewhat in cahoots with the old vampire. You get a sense of disdain, although she doesn't say it.
Ragnar's eyes light up at that. Can I
can I get a sense of if she's being truthful with what she just said?
Yeah, make an insight check.
Can I do the same too? Because that's kind of where I was going. I'm a little
Yep.
bit wary of her.
You can if you guys want to both roll, you can, or one of you can roll with advantage.
Doesn't matter. However you prefer to do that. But that's kind of where I was going too. I'm like,
Yeah, why don't you both roll? Both roll an insight check.
that was a pretty good one. I'm pretty insightful.
You're not.
I think
You don't have any reason to think that she's not being genuine. Either of you.
Okay. So very good then. So this Babala Saga. What can you tell me about her? What kind of things has she been doing that you want to keep tabs on her? Because, now that we know each other a little bit, me and me friends do take an interest in this sort of thing.
Well, let me tell you about Babala Saga. She lives in this swamp, and if you go much closer, you'll find her minions are innumerable scarecrows.
Oh shit!
The scarecrows of Barovia, the scary animated type, all follow Babala Saga. In fact, some of my family runs a winery, and the winery was ambushed, and something very valuable was stolen from them by crows just a few weeks ago, which is why I'm here right now.
So Ragnar slaps his thigh and says, "Your family runs a winery."
She pauses and she says, "Yes."
Is it the Wizard of Wines?
Her eyebrows raise and she says, "Yes."
So Ragnar does a little like dwarf dance, like they do in City Slickers, and he just, I look at everybody and I'm like, finally, a friggin' break. And I look at this chick and I'm just like, lady, we're good friends with your family. We've been helping them. We're the ones who liberated the winery, and we've been working with Erwin.
When you say Erwin, she says, and at the winery, who did you help there?
The Davian Mardukov.
She says, "Yes." Oh, okay. Well, yeah, okay. Well, good. So, and she's looking at you really suspiciously for a minute. And she looks right at you and she says, "What's Erwin's wife's name?"
Danica.
She smiles, she lets her guards down, she puts her lantern to the side, and she says, "You are a strange group, but I believe that you've met my brother-in-law and my sister. What brings you?"
Your name?
Oh, she says, I apologize. My name is Muriel Binshaw.
Muriel Binshaw. Very good.
Yes, she says Danica is my sister.
I'm Ragnar from Mithril Hall. This is my friend Spargle. The medium to big brute is Alaric. The big beastie in the back, who doesn't always look like that, is named Thoradin. And the little lady with the antlers is Juniper.
She bows and she says, "Clearly, you're in good company with." And despite the fact that you're in the middle of a marsh, thousands of feet from anything else, she still whispers. She kind of looks at you all as she says, "Keepers of the Feather," kind of looking for some recognition or nodding or acknowledgement.
Keeper of the Feather. In fact, when I first came to this land, I met a Nathaniel Swift on the road.
She lights up again and she goes, "You know Nathaniel?" Nathaniel is one of our best agents, only
Oh.
reserved for the most important missions. I haven't heard from him in weeks.
Let's go deep on this, please. I know I'm a gorilla, but please. Please.
Let me tell you a little bit about my story, and it'll be good for me friends to hear it again because we are looking for that ruin. I was traveling and I met some weird gypsy woman, and I was inquiring about the ruins and this cursed land, and she told me that I would be getting there real soon. Next thing I know, I wake up, there's ghosts, werewolves, bats, and all sorts of other undead garbage running around. And just when I thought I wasn't going to be able to find my way, I met a Nathaniel Swift on the road, and he got me to civilization and to these good fellows around here, me new friends. So he's a good egg, that Nathaniel.
He certainly is, and I'm glad you found your way through the Keepers of the Feather. I have heard some word from Vallaki that there's a bit of a leadership dispute going on.
Oh yeah, there's been some there's been a change in leadership. Let's put it that way. The Baron is no more.
Oh, and I assume Lady Wachter now is in control.
Lady Wachter was quick to seize control of the town.
Well, I don't know what my sister and brother-in-law will think of that, but hopefully they're well.
They are well. We're a little uneasy about the Wachter house, but we also did rescue Erwin from being in the stockades, and that's where the Baron put him. So that's kind of what got us against the Baron in the first place.
Wow, things must have gotten really rough if the Baron were to go that far. Well, thank you for saving my brother-in-law.
You're welcome. He's a good lad.
So now she's very much more at ease, and she says, well, let me tell you everything that I know. I've been here for a few weeks now, scouting from behind these rocks. These scarecrows are everywhere. If you walk anywhere to the west of this side of the river, you are going to run into an army of animated scarecrows. The ones that unfortunately stole, you know what they stole from my father-in-law, right?
They stole the gem.
They did. Unfortunately, we have not been able to retrieve that gem. Then after that, some strange druids and plant creatures came and stole the other gem, which is actually completely crippled my family's business and ability to grow wine, which was sort of their bread and butter. So very unfortunate there. But additionally, these scarecrows, they are murderous creatures that Baba Lysaga has full control over. She's got an army of these things. The odd thing is she's trapped a number of mountain goats in a pen. And I'm just trying to figure out what she's got going on with that.
Save the goats.
After at classes, he would look down them at Juniper and just look at Juniper and just be like, do you know anything about this?
We have to save the goats. We have a giant gorilla. It shouldn't take that long. And honestly, she was saying, the nice lady was saying that these are scarecrows, and typically in my experience, although, my people don't typically focus on agriculture, I do know that scarecrows are typically made out of flammable things, and we have a very small flammable friend here.
Sparkle gets excited. I can burn stuff?
Muriel. So this Baba Lysaga, she has agents running around these lands. I think we encountered some of them, and one of them had a weird staff made out of some black wood. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh, the Galtius. Yester Hill. She starts kind of like fumbling through a couple things. She goes, "That makes so much sense." So after the scarecrow, after Baba Lysaga sent the scarecrows through, it must have been the druids of Yester Hill that followed up and took the other gem.
Well, they're all dead. We killed them.
Really?
Yeah, they were poison in the wine.
God, well. So, but with the gems missing, there won't be any way to grow new grapes.
We got one of the gems back. Erwin has the gem.
Yeah, and I helped the farm so that the soil would be a lot more rich, and they should be having a really good crop about now.
Wow, that is outstanding news. Great. So I don't know what you can do here at the moment. I am not going to go back across the other side of the river. You guys seem very well, very capable of handling yourselves. This wasn't an assault mission. It was a reconnaissance. But I will follow your lead with whatever you decide to do. If you were looking for the ruins, though, I can give you directions. I'm afraid it's a bit far from here.
And we are looking for the goats.
We're already here. We might as well look into these goats. So, Muriel, real quick, how many druids are here with Baba Sagada?
Sounds like Baba Yaga.
I have not seen any other living person besides Baba Lysaga herself.
And do you have any idea how limited her supply of summoned little wooden devils she can conjure up?
From what I've been observing, as much as I hate to say it, she is able to create new scarecrows as frequently as she wants.
It's fucked up.
So the ones that she sent to the winery, I'd say most of them, 3/4 of them were killed. But she was able to replenish her sort of supply within a couple days.
Within a couple days, okay. And is there a time of day that you've noticed that she seems to be weaker?
She's very much more active in the twilight hours.
And does she have a peanut allergy?
Not that I have noticed.
Okay.
What time is it, by the way? Speaking of Twilight.
Oh, 10:44. Oh, you mean in game? Never
In
mind.
game.
Let's see. You guys left at noon. It's 7 or 8 p.m.
Okay, she's at peak power. That's cool, but it won't be expected. All right, lads. I think we've talked enough. What say you all think that we should go save these goats and help our new friend here, or?
Thornton the gorilla nods.
I'm all for ridding the world of evil magic. I don't know about you, lads.
Yeah, Juniper is pretty enthusiastic about moving ahead with the plan to save the goats.
I'd love to have a better plan, given the fact that they keep referring to this as an army of scarecrows. But at the same time, while we have a giant gorilla here, we might.
I think we could let them focus on the gorilla.
Yeah, because if anything happens to the gorilla, then poof, we get Thoradin back, and Yeah, he'll be just fine.
I think what we do is we send in the gorilla, because nothing here is used to seeing a gorilla,
Mhm.
and then Alaric, Spargle, and I will kind of mop up anything that gets past him, and just try to take out the old battle axe.
Yes, and also the witch.
Oh, that's who I meant.
Oh, yes.
All right. So this Muriel says, "Well, I really don't know. This old hag is extremely dangerous. I can't, unfortunately, help you at the moment. But if this is what you guys want to do, I will." I wish you the best, and I would certainly be able to get back to my family for a request for any assistance.
Should we send Muriel back to let Deckard know what we're doing, in case we need cavalry?
It's not a bad idea. I mean, maybe
probably
you
alright.
could keep an eye on it, us, you know what I mean, from a distance here, and if it looks like things aren't going the right way, get to Deckard.
She says,
Yeah.
she looks at you, Spargle, and she goes, "Okay, I think I get what you're saying." And she says, "I hope this isn't a shock or a surprise to any of you. If you are as close to my sister and brother-in-law as I believe you to be," and she kind of like puts her head down for a second, and then kind of like does a weird flip, and then flips into a raven.
She's an Arakoa.
And she does kind of like a squawking kind of like acknowledgement to you, and she flitters up into the air and starts doing like a circling kind of motion.
Thornton takes his gorilla hands and goes, "Ooh, ooh, ooh, ooh."
And I look up at her and I just say, make that motion to Erwin.
Juniper's kind of smug and points at Thorn and goes, I did that.
This gorilla's getting kind of hungry.
Yeah, well, we've only got an hour, guys, so...
He rubs his
quick,
belly.
and yeah.
Thornton oh, Dan, you got a visitor.
Oh, hey, what's up? What do you think about Baba Saga?
Oh, Baba Yaga. Oh,
Oh, Baba Saga.
oh, Baba Ganoush. Oh.
Look at the giant gorilla. Look at.
She's like, I want to chew on Adam's arm.
I say we go stomp this chick.
All right.
I want to chew
So-
on her arm.
All right. Where are you guys heading?
I'm just gonna start going across the river.
Juniper grabs on so that she doesn't get left behind.
No, Thornton grabs you like you're the chick from King Kong.
That's exciting.
That's
You're like, I'm
exciting.
the guy in the never-ending story, Bastion.
Yes.
Forward, Thornton!
All right, lads. Let's go pay a visit. Today.
Whoa, who just fucking chucked me? Oh, okay.
So are we gonna do the kind of have the Thornton draw him off a little bit, and then go for the chick? That's the game plan.
I think so. I think everybody's gonna focus on the big gorilla and his big hog.
Oh my god.
The rest of us will cut off the head of the snake.
That's the third gorilla penis reference.
There's a
and
lot
that was
of,
the
lot of
fourth.
penis references.
All right.
A lot of
I'm gonna grab
penises
your-
tonight.
I can hear you. Put your strategy together.
It's very penisy in here.
Oh god.
Who would throw away a perfectly good couch?
I thought you were gonna say mouse. Oh my god. Oh, champion! I turned into a gorilla and I can't save Admiral.
Okay.
I can't speak, so like it's I mean it's on you guys.
So I'm thinking, like, it's probably a good idea if we do try to rely on fire to kill the things called scarecrows. Anybody else agree, or...?
I'm
Sounds accurate.
Burn this motherfucker.
completely happy with that. I will say it's very marshy here. They're not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be like just light up and burn like I'd love them to. But I will give it my best to also try to ignite. I think we're just gonna have to hit them with everything.
Juniper, if you could roll a D100.
Unless you want me to, unless I'm about 150 feet out. I can shell a little bit. You want me to try to thin out the crowd a little bit from a distance? We could try that too.
That's not a bad idea. Hit him with like a mortar,
Oh, Agent Orange over here.
and then send the gorilla in.
Spark, I'll throw you up in the air, and you could just start just shooting fireballs all over the fucking marsh.
The up part's fine. Coming down may be the problem. Yeah, maybe we do that. Maybe try to be, approach quietly and maybe our grape ape here can come rushing in if things get nasty or something. I don't.
Let's see.
Gila gorilla.
All right. Fuck it. Let's do it live.
If we can find a way to corner the witch, I have something that I can use to kind of block us off from everything else. So long as we can get past all of the scarecrows, maybe we can just deal with the witch, and then after the witch is dead, anything that's being controlled by our magic should die too, right?
Point. She may be dependent on her being alive. Who knows? I'm not sure how she's able to animate these, if that would persist after she's dead or not. But it's not a bad plan.
Well,
I think she would be the most deadly anyway, so it's not a bad thing to take her out first if we can too. You know what I mean? Before.
Yeah, maybe Thoradin can carry all of us in and just go straight for the witch.
That's actually a great idea.
Yep.
Drop us inside our house.
And to use Windwall to keep everything else out.
Let's do it.
All right. So what's the game plan?
Thoradin is going to pick all of us up. We're going to go towards the witch's hut. We're all going to get inside, and we're going to use Windwall to block the inside of the house so the scarecrows cannot get in. That's the plan.
Make a kill box.
Yeah.
All right. So you don't know where her hut is. You see some huts on the west side of the river. It's real thick fog. So why don't you make yourselves to the west side of the river? Get yourselves to the west side of the river, and we'll see what we got there. Muriel turned herself into a raven and disappeared. All right, you get to that side of the river. That's perfect, right where you guys were at. So you guys saw all this, and now you're starting to see these like short walls. They're like 3 foot tall walls. They're like
palisade walls.
Yeah, like Braveheart, right? Like that kind of like those little like the walls they made out of literally stone stacking them up, kind of those.
Oh, okay.
Those kind of things. Juniper, you see from the top of Thoradin the gorilla's big shoulder, you kind of look down and you see a scarecrow off in the field. That's the first thing that you see is just this one solitary scarecrow.
Ooh, I should throw a stone at it.
That didn't work out too well for the hound.
Sparkle throw something at it.
That didn't work out for that. You're right, Sal. The hound, that didn't work out good.
So you see this one scarecrow who looks really still until you get a little bit close, and then it you see it kind of start to twitch a little bit,
and it's black.
As it kind of looks up starts like kind of looking around, all kind of weird, like.
And we can see him doing that.
You could see him start to, yeah. It went from a completely still scarecrow, and then as you started to like focus on it, it started to do this like weird like twitching thing like real quick, and then it just kind of like started. Its head is starting to look around.
Ew.
Triggered awards.
These are 100-foot squares.
Yeah, those are 100-foot squares, so it's a couple 100 feet away from you.
Those are big squares. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I know, it's a screwy map.
That's okay. So we just fart. Wasn't me. Noah, can you take out the garbage? Thanks.
What do you say? Should we? I mean, do we want to? I think there's gonna be a whole lot of those guys around.
Well, it's 11 o'clock. Do we want to
Yeah, I think we're getting tired.
Do we want to start with this at 11? Because this is going to probably be at least half hour to 45 minutes, I think.
Depends on what you guys are gonna do here at this point, but yeah, I mean, if you wanna, let me say, if you guys are really gonna like dig in here,
We are.
we should probably call it, and then
Yeah, we are going to
pick up
dig
right
in
here.
for sure.
You guys have walked across the river. There's thick fog, and through the thick fog, you see this scarecrow, the first scarecrow that you've seen in Barovia. You've heard of them, whatever, and now you see this field. You see hold on one second.
Yeah, we're going to fight. There's going to be...
We're gonna create all kinds of problems.
I'm going to punch a fucking scarecrow right in the face with my gorilla fist.
I can't explain to you how
Right?
badly I almost just dumped an entire beer on my keyboard and caught it. Let's see.
Skill.
What kind of switches do you have?
They were about to be pale ale switches.
Probably quiet, though, if you catch
Yeah,
my
it'd be real
drift.
quiet. Yeah. Okay. So, right. So you get across this river, this cool river. It's really thick and foggy here. You've talked to this Mardukov were-raven, who you didn't know before, didn't even know was here. She filled you in on this Babala Saga, who seems to lead scarecrows, and this is an old ruined town that fell into a swamp ages ago. She's been kind of keeping reconnaissance on it, and warns you of this hag, this powerful hag that rules all these scarecrows. You guys said, fuck it, we're gonna take her out. Forge across the river. You get to the other bank of the river. Your water's dripping off, and you look up, and as the fog clears, you see this one solitary scarecrow suddenly animate. And we'll say that's where we'll pick up next time.
About how long has it been since I've turned Thornton into a giant ape?
Holy shit! Where did you guys do that? You did that
An hour.
at.
About an hour? Well, guess what, guys?
Wait, where were you at when you did that?
We were over here.
Before we cross the river.
Yeah, it was right before.
Yeah.
Oh, no! It's
10 minutes, 15 minutes.
I would say 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got
Yeah,
some
because
group.
you were kind of up in the northeast when you came in. You walked across the river.
Jack LaLanne swam the English Channel, and
I mean, it just took you a minute or two to get across the river. Then you deliberated a little bit, and then talked to Muriel for 10 minutes. Yeah, I'd say about 20 minutes of that. And
Up when that happened just now, but
what? What'd you say?
it sounded like somebody farted again.
Wasn't me.
no,
I'm sure
that
you would.
doesn't. Not on stream, but someone would do that.
No one here would do that.
No one here would ever do that.
Okay.
All right, so you guys have found your way to the ruins of Berez. Met another Keeper of the Feather, who told you that Argynvost Hold is not anywhere near here.
Oh, wow.
If only you were offered an escort to Argynvost Hold, that would have got you there.
Yeah, we wouldn't have gotten into all this fun.
We
Sure.
wouldn't have met Muriel though.
This is
That's right.
Columbus, Georgia. You're in the wrong
This is the
state.
right way. It's just
Get
a
yourself
different
a new
path
map.
than most people take.
And the cool thing is, I didn't even need to prep for this session since I had to figure this all out on the fly as we went this way instead.
Oh, you got to be used to it by now.
Nah, this is good. So, okay. If you guys are cool with it, we'll pick up with it right there. It'll be. All right, what do you guys think you're gonna do? Are you guys gonna like attack this scarecrow?
A schnauzer
Yeah.
Magilla.
Yep.
with what an honorable beard, beautiful beard.
Yeah, he's a dapper
Gentleman.
What a gentleman. We are gonna fuck shit up. I'm gonna break a couple of these fucking shanties. I'm gonna go through all these shanties and rough shot through everything. I'm gonna ransack the village and fuck everything up.
These druids try to use poison. I don't like that.
You think I took big shits as a dwarf? Wait till you see the shits I take as a gorilla.
Leave a big pile of shit on their hut.
Oh my god, yeah.
I don't want to like meta it or kind of fourth wall it too much, but I don't want to say I whiffed, but I explained that when you walked up to Muriel, she was in some like a circle of stones.
Yes.
Okay. Just want to point out that we didn't like check those out at all.
All right. Good to know.
But I did mention that those were there. Not saying that that's anything significant. It's just something that's in the book that I kind of glossed over. And
You did mention them, but then we got
Okay.
the gorilla thing got us all hopped up, I think, and
We saw
And I am 100% honestly not saying that you need to go back and look at them. I just wanted to make sure I
Right.
told you about them. It's not like you missed anything. I'm not.
but you're not
metagaming.
saying that we should or we shouldn't. You're not either way on it. You just matter of fact.
I really just didn't want to later go. Oh fuck! I forgot to tell them about that there were stones there. It really
Right.
doesn't matter.
The ball's in our court with the stones, right?
Yep. But yeah, you make it to that side of the river. You're kind of standing in this marshy, swampy shit, and that scarecrow sprung to life. And we'll pick up there next time.
All right, cool.
nice.
I want to thank all of our viewers for popping in, whether you're creeping, chatting, or just hanging out. We appreciate it, each and every one of you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and if not, just thank you. We appreciate it.